So, 99% Invisible is a podcast where we talk about design.
Somewhat, yes.
Yes. And so the idea
There's
is...
an episode about sky dancers?
They want you to... they would like you to talk about flag design a la 99% Invisible, which you haven't listened to, which is fine. But flag design in general, but really more as it applies to our 4 banners here. So what were the choices you made in designing them the way that you made them?
Yeah, that was interesting because someone in the chat said that they follow like the rules of flag design, and I don't know what those are.
But you nailed it.
You know a flag when you see it.
I just thought it looked good. So,
Start with the most important.
which?
The most important one.
The most important part is what? Oh, with Zeta. So, well, that did inform something. So with the Zeta shift, because Zeta basically sort of already had its own symbol for some years now, which is the capital Z, or Z if you're from south of the border, which is one of the symbols for Zeta. Zeta can either be represented by a capital Z or a weird squibble. And I was like, that doesn't look good. And the Z is already a thing because it's as demonstrated. So that'll do that. And then I was like, well, then there should be some sort of white design element on each of them, which is why there's the moon and the rising sun and the wing. The wing was tricky. That was actually Kathleen's suggestion was some sort of wing, and so I did that wing. It was also important that the shapes be different. Originally, I always intended them to be different, but I had an oversight, which Paul called me on, where the shape of Dawnguard and Zeta Shift were the same. They were they had the pointy. They came to a point at the bottom. The reason it didn't read immediately like that to me was because Dawnguard still had the thick outline the whole way around, whereas Zeta Shift just had the bars to the bars down. So then I was like, well, actually, this works really well because the whole point of the Dawnguard is the curved line of the sun rising. So making the whole rest of it really angular and square just sort of seemed to work.
Yeah.
And then having the offset stripe. Originally, I just did it on Zeta, and then I moved them to the sides for Night Watch. And I was like, no, this is good. I like the idea of the offset stripe on all 4 of them. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, that's the colors were chosen. Zeta, I wanted to be as dark as possible without being actually black, so purple. Night Watch blue made sense because it always has there's always a blue cast when you're doing sort of day for night stuff. Yellow for Dawnguard, and then sort of in the red range for Alpha Flight made the most sense. So,
I don't know if you did this on purpose, but I also really like that 2 of them are 2-color and 2 of them are 3-color. The Zeta and Alpha Flight are 2 shades of purple, 2 shades of red. The others are 3 shades of blue and 3 shades of yellow and orange.
Yeah.
How do we get that clock?
And again, I originally designed these for the buttons, the little 1-inch buttons.
Yeah.
As I said on our sort of internal Slack, it was like I couldn't fall asleep and thought this would be fun, so I did these designs. And Raven, I did. Thank you for the cheeseburger. And there's a short list of songs, which I'm going to go listen to in a moment. And so I designed them for the buttons, and then when we came in here and realized that there was just this giant blank wall here, and that we'd have to get the giant logo printed. Like I said, I think it was James or Johnny. We were all involved in the conversation. It was just sort of like, maybe we should do that. Wouldn't Alpha Flight being sky blue be better? Well, no, because the thing is, it's not meant necessarily as... Yes, there's a wing, but it's not...
It's not sky.
It's not necessarily sky.
It's flight of beer.
Yeah. The bird thing is all Liz.
The color thing is really good too. The like
because it's a transition from the Dawnguard.
Yeah.
That's why there's no green either. There's no place where it makes sense.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what rules I followed necessarily. I just did what I thought looked good.
I think you just followed the rules of good design. Yeah. Like, you're a really good graphic designer.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Everything that I've seen you put out from the graphics on here to like even the Shane ticket design that I got from you it's perfect.
Oh, thank you. I really
Yeah.
appreciate that. Those shame tickets, those were a great idea, by the way.
Fantastic.
I think they're over.
How many more does she have?
I don't know.
Because you printed a lot.
I gave her a box of, I don't know, probably about 20 or 30 pads. If Mark or Kimberly Burge is in the chat, they will know how many, but I have long since forgotten. Shout out to them for helping me with that, by the way, last year.
Nice.
The You Are Here on Zeta, I just printed off
Yeah.
hastily on the first night, but I think everybody's been loving
No,
that.
yeah,
was a really
I
good
was
idea.
actually really impressed with how that looked. I was like that actually really fits design wise. It looks good. And Smash Bros saying, I'm bothered that Alpha Flight isn't an alpha symbol just like Zeta is a Zeta symbol. So here's the thing. I considered that. The alpha symbol then would either be an A, like a capital A, or the actual symbol for alpha, which I didn't think looked that great. I did play around with a stylized. Originally, my actual like thumbnail sketch for Alpha Flight was a stylized arrow going straight up with things off the bottom, like sort of movement lines almost.
Yeah.
And that didn't really work. And then I did a really angular A that was just like almost like the Star Trek symbol. It was just like a slice up and a slice down with a little like indication of the crossbar.
Yeah.
And that almost worked. And then Kathleen was like, why not just a wing? And I was like, oh, that actually would probably look way better.
Well,
So-
also it's like Alpha Flight isn't the first one. Like people
Yeah.
would be thrown off.
It's
because
not-
It wouldn't be A to Z.
Yeah, exactly. And Zeta still had the Z thing was established. So